What up, my geeks, gamers, and girls? We're back for another video, and you know what that means. We're here to review another YouTube channel. Now, previously, we reviewed the excellent, the wonderful, top-tier gamer with only the proest gamer moves, Jake Taylor Gaming.
Jump, and we went too fast. Oh, no, God. Come on, dude, no. God. Okay. Sucks at the spots you have to hit.
How many times can you die on the same level of Super Mario Brothers, as well as lifestyle vlogger and beauty YouTuber DontJoelMe Gaming?
But there's one anime I've really been wanting to watch recently because of how much hype it gets. My Hero Academia. TLDR, I love it. It's a fantastic anime and I don't really have much else to say about it.
I'm so glad when huge creators bring attention to small projects like My Hero Academia. But today, I have the worst YouTuber I think that we've ever reviewed here on this channel. I am bringing to you an SJW cuck who just wants to white knight for all of the women out there. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You know you hate it. It's just another pale, boring white guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, thinks that you can't defend yourselves. I know you can defend yourselves, and I know because I spent a significant portion of my time harassing you. Just another SJW cuck who thinks that he has opinions that matter about stuff and doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. He thinks that The Last Jedi, objectively the worst movie in the history of cinema, was okay. Was strictly a movie that exists, and he refuses to acknowledge the brilliance that is the Snyderverse. As we all know, Zack Snyder is a visionary director, literally the best of all time, only slightly above Michael Bay. Zack Snyder brought to life the best version of Superman and Batman, one who is willing to kill people because he's not a pussy. So today, we are going to review Why Media. And I have to ask, why this YouTube channel? Heyo! Now, this YouTube channel is just over a year old, and it's pretty small. No one really watches it, and I can understand why. I only discovered it because I was searching specifically for things to hate on the internet, and as we all know, that's a very healthy and normal thing to do, looking for news that is just going to upset you. So when I found this channel, a channel that opened by complaining that the Joker wasn't political enough, as though we need politics in our comic book movies. I mean, it's not like comic books have always been political. What's political about Captain America punching Hitler? Nothing. Obviously. As we all know, Captain America has always been a good, apolitical hero with no ideology that he's ever been trying to spread, especially not during the 60s. We ignore that decade entirely, mainly because a bunch of woke-skulled SJWs are just going to claim that something stupid like that the X-Men are political. What could the X-Men possibly be trying to say? Mutants don't exist. Obviously. Duh. So I thought what we could do is take a deep dive into this person's channel to make sure that we're all aware that no one should watch it. It's terrible. It's awful. And we're going to find out why after this ad break. Hi there. I'm just extending this video so that it's at very least 10 minutes long so that I can get optimal ad revenue from it. Because we all know that if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to make ends meet. But in addition to that, I'd like to say that this video is sponsored by Ghostly Bodies and Plaything of Existence. These books were made by a very, very smart and very clever creator who, of course, is worthy of your time. Ghostly Bodies is a novel about a man who has the ability to talk and look at ghosts. And they can even talk back. Amazing. I wonder if anything happens with ghosts in it. And Plaything of Existence is about aliens. Now, what if aliens? As I previously stated, this Joker started with a video on the Joker, which he actually had the gall to criticize. Everyone knows that the Joker is objectively a perfect movie, and nothing could ever be read into any of the themes, and no one should have been concerned about it, because naturally, white people are the safest people to be around, statistically. How fucking dare he? Everyone knows that this is the best movie that has ever existed and can ever exist. Now, the next movie that he reviews, admittedly, I've never watched or heard anything about, but his review was rather snarky, and I disapprove of that. Who would watch someone who was just making fun of something that they didn't like? That's ridiculous. Now, The Village was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. I thought that since M. Night Shyamalan is a person of color, this woke SJW cuck would enjoy all of his movies because everything that they do is objectively perfect. But instead, he spent the entire movie talking about something called a mystery box. What's a mystery box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I just want to point out what a big SJW cuck this guy is from the start so that you guys know that I'm telling you the truth. Of course, I would never lie to you, but you have to know this person has pronouns. Every video that he opens up with has he and they right there in the thing. What kind of loser uses pronouns? I personally don't associate with anyone who uses pronouns. Pronouns were obviously made up by English majors and gender studies majors, whatever that is, to sell us new things. Who needs new words for things? I personally think that these woke SJW false flag cucks should just leave the English language alone and let everything be objectively true, as English was before they got their grubby mitts on it. Next up, this person, if you can even call him that, reviewed the Suicide Squad movie. Not the Suicide Squad movie, but the Suicide Squad movie. This is very confusing. Why would anyone name them the exact same thing? I hate it. I hate, genuinely, I'm breaking character here. I fucking hate that. Please, just call it Suicide Squad 2. Just pretend that the first movie is important, but it's not. Fuck. Obviously, the Suicide Squad movie was bad. Everyone knows that it was bad. Despite being in the objectively best, better than the MCU universe of the DCEU, it was bad. But it wasn't bad because, the movie was bad. It was bad because it had women, and a black guy, and an Asian person, and whatever an Australian is. Suicide Squad 2016 was only bad because, women or something. After that, this SJW cuck reveals his true intentions. He's gay for Tom Hiddleston. This movie has everything. It has ghosts, Tom Hiddleston, romance, Tom Hiddleston, strong and distinct female characters, and Tom Hiddleston. And look, I acknowledge Tom Hiddleston is a good-looking guy, pretty good-looking, but everyone knows that the only person you should objectively be attracted to are underage anime girls. Obviously, underage anime girls are the superior version of women because they're not political and can't be political. It's not like Edward Elric, the best waifu of all time, could have ever had a political message in his show. That would be ridiculous. Everyone knows anime is the least political of all time. It couldn't possibly be that there's just some, cultural differences, so we don't always understand all of the political implications due to translation issues and the fact that it's an entirely separate culture. Obviously, it's just because Japan doesn't have politics. That's obviously the only answer. Now, the only time anime is ever political is when feminists from America or the West start inserting it into. Everyone knows that the best anime has the biggest, the jiggliest titties on Earth. But feminazis demand that we reduce the breast size. It's not like they're only asking to do that because they want different types of representation or something. But this SJW goes one step further by introducing the concept of homosexuality at all, or the concept of being attracted to Tom Hiddleston at all, to children. What if children saw this? I mean, objectively, his content is not made for children, and he curses a lot, and, like, he makes a bunch of jokes and references that children would not get and they would find very boring and dry most of the time, but children might see that he's attracted to Tom Hiddleston, or at least pretending to be, for woke points, and they might start questioning their sexuality. And what if we just, like, what if those children turned out to be gay? That would be a bad thing. But, like, I'm of course okay with gay people. I appreciate them. I have a lot of gay friends. My dad is gay, and my dad's boyfriend is gay, because that's how being gay works. But I don't want children to be gay or trans. That would be terrible. Because, like, what if... there are reasons that I don't want children to know about homosexuality. There are reasons, I promise you, and they're good ones, and that's not what this video is about, though. I'm not going to go into that. Just know that it would be a bad thing if children discovered that gay exists at all. His next video is the wonderful, very serious, very dramatic movie Fury, and in it, he puts in his sexual deviancy by talking about BDSM. What if the children? What if the children? But have you considered, what if the children?
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
The way that he injects his deviancy into it on our good Christian YouTube, which again, we've already proven objectively we should only be attracted to anime children. That's how we get closer to God, is by taking the title that was given in the movie, War Daddy, and applying it to himself, despite the fact that he has never even shot a gun, because he is, again, a libtard SJW cuck. And we all know that no liberals have ever touched a gun. It would be illegal for them to, by their own logic. Of course they can't touch guns. They want to ban all guns. Not me, though. I'm in support of the Second Amendment, and versions of the First Amendment, as long as it doesn't hurt my feelings. Not that I have feelings. I'm a strong man. I have not, as long as it doesn't hurt my objective opinions that are correct about stuff, because science. I don't really have much to say about his next video, except that, to his credit, he does prove that he's a #RealGamer by playing Spelunky as a throwaway joke for his video. Now, I really think that Spelunky is an excellent game and everyone should play it. Spelunky is really the Dark Souls of video games. Only real, hard gamers can play Dark Souls. And you know that I love my gamers rock hard on my good Christian YouTube channel. Don't clip that out of context. The next movie that he reviewed besmirched the good name of the greatest actor of our generation, may he rest in peace, Paul Walker. Now, as we all know, Paul Walker passed away, and he doesn't mention it in the video, and he's kind of like lukewarm on it overall. It's not even like the review that he's meanest to, but like, still, criticizing Paul Walker after he's died, this person has no soul. He's so rude and cruel and evil. Here's another movie review where I just agree with him. He reviewed Godzilla, which is a very bad movie. It's just not good. Obviously, the superior movie would be one where Godzilla had big-ass anime titties. That would be, objectively, the best movie. As we all know, anime titties improve everything, unless those anime titties are on a guy, in which case that's a trap, and I think that's gay. And being gay, again, as we've established, is bad for reasons. Probably. In his next video, though, he shows that he really is off the base completely. He assaults our American values by insulting Christianity. Everyone knows that America is a Christian country. It's just objectively true, and no one could ever possibly doubt that. And he goes into some of the things that Christianity has done in the past that has been less than cool. Everyone knows that the Salem witch trials were bad, but he says that this movie, The Witch, was glorifying the Salem witch trials, which, like, yeah, they were good Christian men doing the right thing. No one wants witches in their community. Are you insane? And he didn't even bring up how bad Islam is. Or atheists. Have you ever seen those fucking atheists? They're the worst people ever. They shouldn't be allowed on my good Christian YouTube. And yet, I see them occasionally. It looks like I skipped a video. I skipped his Me Before You video, where Amelia Clark is just an absolute manic pixie dream girl who, if she was animated, would be objectively the perfect girl. You know, as long as she was younger than 18. Oh my god, that's so gross. Oh. Some of these jokes are a lot harder to say than others, and that's the hardest. It's just so fucking gross. But fortunately, he did another video to remind us of his bad takes on it, and all he did for that entire review anyway was make stupid Doctor Who jokes, and no one watches Doctor Who. It's British. In order to spread his SJW woke scold agenda, he did bring on someone with actual lived experience. Friend of the channel, Jake Taylor Gaming, actually did an interview with this guy and talked about how that movie gave him feelings. I didn't know Jake Taylor had feelings. That's impossible. As we all know, gamers don't have feelings. We have facts, which don't care about our feelings. And Jake Taylor, being a real gamer, objectively knew that this movie could potentially hurt people's feelings, but that wouldn't matter, because Jake Taylor is a real gamer. That's why he was so good at Mario Galaxy.
Jump, and we went too fast. Oh no, no, God. Come on, dude, no. God. Okay. Sucks at the spots you have to hit.
After that, he reviewed The Purge, a famously apolitical movie, and he just injected all of these politics out of nowhere. He said that the politics of The Purge were about how capitalism is bad. Where could he have possibly gotten that?
Your home tells me you're good folk, just like us. One of the halves. We are some fine, young, very educated guys and gals. The man you're sheltering is nothing but a dirty homeless pig. Grotesque menace to our just society who had the audacity to fight back. The pig doesn't know his place, and now he needs to be taught a lesson.
Everyone knows that capitalism is, one, apolitical and perfect, and the best system that we could possibly have that definitely leaves everyone with everything they could ever need, like PS5s and waifu t-shirts. And it's not like decommodifying certain survival necessities like healthcare or shelter could help anyone. Of course not. That would be ridiculous. And continuing on his weird anti-capitalist rant, he reviewed Lord of War, a movie with Nicolas Cage, who is great. Nicolas Cage is the best actor of all time. He always gives the greatest performance, and everything he ever does is reasonable. To be fair, he was very positive about this movie, so he knows the objective fact that Nicolas Cage is great, but, and I can't stress this enough, he still thinks that capitalism is the bad guy in the movie, and he still thinks that being a sociopath is a bad thing. The movie didn't frame it that way. Obviously, Yuri Orlov was the hero of the movie. That's why we spent so much time with him. It's not like there was any other messages that were in the movie that state that Yuri Orlov's greed ruined his life. That would be ridiculous. That would be like saying that Breaking Bad is about the slow descent into criminality and self-destruction. Absolutely, positively ridiculous. The next movie that he reviewed was this highly political movie called Gothica, where a black woman psychiatrist is haunted by ghosts. Plug for Ghostly Bodies. And then he has the gall to bring in an actual black woman psychiatrist to talk about the movie, and they just spend the entire time talking about how Black Lives Matter. What about white lives? White lives matter. Where's the representation for that? But also, by bringing on a woman psychiatrist who is a person of color, whatever that means, he proved that this movie was unnecessary. Why did Halle Berry have to be a woman psychiatrist? Why is Halle Berry a woman in this? Why couldn't she play a man, since gender doesn't matter? Since we already know that black women can be psychiatrists, she should have been whatever. It should have been played by another cishet white dude. Personally, if I was going to remake Gothica for some reason, I would just do the right thing and cast Halle Berry as a white dude. Obviously. In his Black Widow review, he was upset that Black Widow hadn't come out sooner. He said that Disney was being sexist and that the CEO of Disney at the time just didn't think that women could sell comic book movies, which is true. As we all know, go woke, go broke. That's the saying. We all know that when something rhymes, that means it's objectively true. That's how we know that OJ was innocent. Imagine if this is the video that goes viral for me. And, like, I was like 1 year old when the OJ trial was happening. I just accept through cultural osmosis that he was guilty. If someone wants to correct me in the comments, please do. If like there was more to the case that got him acquitted than the if the glove doesn't fit, we must acquit line from Johnny Cochran, please correct me. I just think he's guilty because the dude released a book that said, I didn't do it, but if I did, here's how. The next review that he did was insulting, again, to American values. In the movie Nobody, Bob Odenkirk plays an upstanding, straight, white, heterosexual pinnacle of masculinity. And there was definitely nothing subversive about that was making fun of the genre of old white dudes doing way too much action. This was completely a serious movie, like John Wick. And this reviewer says that the entire movie just came down to being a sociopath and killing a bunch of people over a kitty cat bracelet that wasn't even missing. He completely missed the point of this very serious, very reasonable movie. In one of his reviews, he insists that Superman should also be political. What is it with this guy in politics? Why does he think politics is so important? It's not like it affects our daily lives or something crazy like that. That would be silly. But he also wants Superman to not only be like political, he wants him to be a weak SJW cuck that is anti-violence, just like him, saying that might makes right isn't a justifiable position to hold. And in it, he criticizes America again. Not only has he criticized white, cisgendered, heterosexual men, he criticized Christianity. Now he's criticizing America, saying that America is bad, and that we shouldn't just use our power to inflict whatever wills that we have onto other people, despite the fact that that's what the SJW cucks are always doing, because they're so strong and capable of forcing us to do things, even though they're weak little sissy girls. I don't have a joke for the Paranormal Activity movie, because that movie sucks. He also insists that V for Vendetta is a political movie. Obviously, that's false. V for Vendetta is just about a really cool guy in a mask who does cool mask stuff, like fight people like a super ninja and kill people. It's just a really cool movie. There aren't any politics about a fascist government overtaking the world and a global pandemic affecting things. He also has the gall to like The Eternals, where a bunch of SJW cuck women are in control of men, and Icarus, being Superman, again, just dying at the end of the movie like some kind of idiot. Obviously, he doesn't know what a good movie is. And this is further proven by his DC Ember reviews, where he just reviewed the entirety of the Snyder trilogy. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, objectively the best movie in the world. Batfleck forever. Not that I'm gay, but I would let Batfleck do things to me, as long as he's a big, strong man. And then, the best Justice League movie we're ever going to get, the Snyder Cut. And the final video of his that I want to talk about is one where he just reads a chapter from his book, from today's sponsor. Oh no. This entire thing, this entire video has just been a plug for ghostly bodies? Fuck! April Fools! Fucking obviously. I agree with some of the stuff that my caricature of a typical reactionary YouTuber would say. This channel is pretty cringe a lot of the time. But, I mean, that's the fun of it. And I thought that this would be a really fun celebration of my 1 year anniversary as a YouTuber, as someone who has spent way too many words expressing opinions no one cares about movies that most of y'all haven't even seen, and if you have seen, you don't care about. I've spent the last year really refining this process, trying to learn more about how I want to articulate myself and how I can do that well. And I want to thank everyone who's been with me the entire time. Special thank you to both Jake Taylor and DontJoelMe Gaming, who have both very kindly helped me out with a lot of the processes that did this, as well as a new and upcoming YouTuber and streamer who has been in the video making and production industry for years, Roomba De Doomba. They're starting up as a brand new VTuber, and I'd like you to check them out if you have time. There are VODs and they have a Twitch as well. Check them out in the description, as well as Jake Taylor and DontJoelMe Gaming. And also, buy my book. Just do it. Buy the books. They're good. Probably. I think. I don't know. Ghostly Bodies is just exactly what I said it was. It's a medium who speaks and can interact with ghosts, who is haunted by a poltergeist, and they slowly become friends and then probably more. I mean, it says it's a haunting romantic comedy right there on the cover, so, presumably something romantic happens between a guy and a ghost. Alternatively, you can check out Plaything of Existence. That's my first novel. It's about an alien who punched things good and how humans panic and torture him. It's kind of funny. Alternatively, if you want superhero content, there's Smash Gal and Esvanir, which is available for free online. You can read that right now. All of those links are down below, as well as the links to all of my friends who have helped me through discovering how I like to express myself. And yeah, beyond that, I'd just like to say, sincerely, thank you. As another favor to me, though, and I know that you're inclined to do me a favor because we're friends. That's how parasocial relationships work, right? You want to make me happy. You want me, as a content creator, to pretend that I care about you. How are the kids doing, by the way? Good? They're good? I'm glad. Oh, yeah, I mean, braces are expensive. That's why I never got them. Yeah, I mean, I feel for you, bro. That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
But, if you could do one more thing for me, if you could like this video, if you could share it with your friends, maybe they'll enjoy this very meta video. Alternatively, you could share a different video with them. Whatever's on this side. Just one of those videos. Share one of those videos with them. They're not going to be my videos. YouTube doesn't like sharing my videos because I have 42 subscribers and 5 views total. But, comment a video that you would like me to do. Maybe this YouTube roast thing will take off. I doubt it, because it was a fucking chaotic mess the entire time. As you could probably tell, it was completely unscripted. Anyway, until next time, I've been Sean, your SJW cuck. Have a wonderful day. Sorry, I have to literally look up all of the videos that I've done because I would never possibly remember all of them. The movie wasn't political outside of having a black woman psychiatrist in it, which is obviously just Hollywood being ridiculous and SJW woke scolds taking control of Hollywood and forcing Halle Berry onto us. I'd let Halle Berry be forced onto me. Again, I'm breaking character, but I mean, it's Halle Berry, please, mommy. Oh my God, I have no muscle, literally none at all. Jesus. Weak little girly arms. You have weak little girly arms.